Straight ahead on WJCL News at 6.
Everything that you need to know to keep your family safe as the frigid temperatures approach the area.
And I'm Nick Notario. Some passengers have been stranded here at the airport for days. We'll let you know when all these delays and cancellations will come to an end.
And now, WJCL News, working for you.
Well, the coldest air of the season heading into the coastal empire and low country. Good evening to you. I'm Jennifer Andrews.
And I'm Kevin Holmes. We're working for you and making sure you're prepared to deal with the frigid temperatures. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Jeff Kirk, who joins us now with the latest. Jeff, ooh, it's a cold one.
Oh my goodness.
We usually joke around about the weather, but it's really no laughing matter. Now it could be potentially dangerous.
Yeah, you don't want to be outside late tonight. It's going to be very, very cold. We're talking the coldest air coming in so far this winter season. And we could set a record low tonight, Kevin and Jennifer. Let's take a look at what we have going on here. We have the temperatures going to be plummeting as we head through the night. Our record low tonight in Savannah is 21 degrees. Looks like we're going to hit the upper teens to low 20s, so a good chance we break that record. But either way, it's going to feel like it's somewhere between 5 and 10 degrees late tonight because of some breeze that will hold up throughout the night. We take a look at our current temperatures out there, and it's not too bad right now. We're in the upper 30s in Statesboro. We're 42 in Savannah. Feels a little bit colder than that with the wind that is blowing. But again, as we head through the night, our temperatures are going to be dropping. And here's our latest model projected lows. As we get to the first thing tomorrow morning, we're talking 22 in Savannah and Richmond Hill, 19 in Statesboro, and 18 in Sylvania. Now, again, you combine that with some wind blowing. Check out some of the wind chills we're looking at tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. May feel like 9 degrees in Savannah, 5 in Vidalia, and of course, we don't live in Atlanta, but folks up there are going to be dealing with wind chills below 0, but very, very cold air. So stay warm tonight. Make sure to drip those pipes and bring in those plants, and we'll have plenty more coming up on this in just a bit.
Absolutely. Meantime, people all around the country, especially up north, getting temperatures they haven't seen in nearly 20 years. Many will be waking up to temperatures well below 0 the next few days. Tonight, we are working for you to show you how to keep your family safe in this weather. And as Jeff mentioned, it's going to be a freezer tonight, so that means you need to get prepared. Be sure to bring your dogs and cats inside, or at least put them in the garage. Also, insulate your exposed pipes with foam covering that you can get at home improvement or hardware stores. And if you use a space heater, make sure it's on a flat surface and far away from anything that it could burn. Finally, let your car warm up before driving.
WJCL has been working all day to find out what schools will be closed or open tomorrow. Most schools in our area will be open, with the exception of Pierce County. Several other counties are saying they'll monitor the situation throughout the night. Here's a full list of openings on your screen: Appling, Chatham, Effingham, Bryan, Bullock, Liberty, Tatnall, just to name a few. Cancellations and delays continue to play a role at our local airport. Across the country, thousands of flights have been canceled. It's having a trickle-down effect right here at Savannah Hilton Head International.
Yeah, they say it's just a mess. And the worst part for some people, the problem is not going away anytime soon. WJCL's Nick Notario live at the airport where the frustrations are getting off the ground because the planes aren't.
This has been a consistent theme all day here at the airport that I've been monitoring. Let me show you what the actual up-to-date board looks like right now. There's a lot of red, a lot of green. There are 3 flights that have been canceled, several more that have been delayed all the way up until 8 o'clock tonight. So if you're coming out here, make sure you're checking and calling ahead. But this has been kind of the real story. Sure, there are people flying, but look at the line trying to get on board and get those tickets. And for some people, they tell us that it could be several days before they can get out of here. The line for boarding passes at the Savannah Hilton Head International Airport today was much longer than people waiting to get through security. Why? Because several people, including Paul Rothamel, had no plane to board.
When I got here at about 10:30, 11, I was figuring to leave at 1:40. And I just found out can't get out of here till Friday.
And now Rothamel says his son in Seattle will have to wait.
I'm 66 years old, been flying all over, and I've never had this problem.
Leslie Towser is also trying to get to Seattle. She had her Saturday flight canceled and finally got one today. But it doesn't mean she'll get home.
Flight going to Houston is 2 hours late right now, which means that when we get to Houston, our flight leaving Houston will have already left.
Airport officials say there have been more than 20 cancellations since last week. And with airports across the country continuing to have issues, expect more throughout this week. It's been a week-long problem, which leaders say is unusual.
You had the snow and then you had the cold, and then you had the snow. So yeah, you've got a few different storms, coming on top of each other right around the holidays, so that makes it a little bit worse.
While all these delays and cancellations are causing big lines and headaches at the airport, for nearby hotels, every single one of them tell us that they've seen extra business because of all these flight issues. One of those people forced to stay an extra night is Sandra Dresdner.
I want to get out. It's expensive. The whole thing is expensive.
Elise Dresdner says when it comes to future flights, she's learned something this time around. Are you going to travel next winter?
No.
Now, if you are planning to catch a flight tonight or have to get out in the next couple of days and don't want to get surprised at what you see at the things on the board, airport officials say make sure you're calling ahead your airline, checking online, because there's been a lot of changes. And even though you can get out of here, there's a lot of connection issues, so make sure you are communicating with them. And if you are stuck in the area, well, now's not actually a bad time, because a lot of the hotels that we spoke with say that they have plenty of rooms and pretty good deals. So there's a lot of space here near the airport if you are needing a night. And we will continue to monitor the situation, see how much longer there could be issues here at the airport. But for now, reporting live at the Savannah Hilton Head International Airport, Nick Notario, WJCL News, working for you.
All right, thanks, Nick.
Thank you, Nick. Alrighty, well, we have also reached out to Georgia Power to see how they are prepared for the cold weather, and this is what we found. It has bumped up electricity generation to deal with increased demand. Also, the control centers are monitoring circuits for outages, and crews are all on call to respond to outages. You can also monitor the outages by visiting georgiapower.com/storms. You can also check the status of an outage, and that number is 888-891-0938.
Bullitt County could be one of the hardest hit areas tonight in our area. Temperatures there could reach the upper teens, and that's not including the wind chill. Employees at the Bullitt County EMA are working to make sure residents stay safe. They've already talked to the Red Cross about providing shelter, but the biggest issue could be the wind.
Tonight what we're concerned about is the winds blowing and the trees possibly taking out some power lines, which could cause people to lose power in their houses for an extended period, and as a result the house is going to get cold pretty fast. So we are concerned about that.
Ed Wynn, who you just heard from there, also says crews will be on standby to get trees and debris off the road. In other news, the woman who pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter in the death of her newborn withdrew that plea today. By withdrawing her guilty plea, Anitra Hicks' case will now stand trial. Prosecutors say Hicks then ate